Step Talks Education. Let us continue with ordinary level chemistry, and in this case we are on the topic of ionic chemistry and qualitative analysis. So we have already seen what we call the ion theory, and we have seen an introduction to qualitative analysis. And under qualitative analysis, we looked at the ions that we normally deal with at ordinary level, the ions determined in qualitative analysis. So let us look right now at what we call preliminary examination of a substance under test. Preliminary examination of a substance under test. So let us look at what we call preliminary examination. So when I fall sick, or when you fall sick and you have been taken to a doctor, the doctor will firstly try to examine you before finding out exactly, or testing you to find out what exactly could be disturbing you. He will check the temperature of your head. He will try to check the pulse of your blood, how fast your heart is pumping, how fast you are breathing, checking the temperatures using the hand just to find out not the temperature value but how hot or how cold your body is. Then it gives him a clue or a simple light on what could be disturbing you. He may say, this man must be having some kind of fever or malaria, or something which he could be knowing that could be related to what he has seen just before testing you. That's what we call preliminary examination. Before he goes for the final examination, that is testing you to find out what could be exactly bothering you or disturbing you. So, also here, when you have been provided with a substance under test, do not start testing. First be able to take note of some few things. So, when a substance is provided for testing for the ions, it contains one has to take note of the following. Before carrying out any test. So, when you have been given a substance for testing, the substance which we are calling an unknown substance, which has been provided by the teacher or has been provided by UNEP itself, you need to firstly take note of some few things before carrying out any test. That the taking of the note in this case is what we call preliminary examination. In this case, you need to take note of the following. One, look at the color of the substance. Look at the texture of the substance. In this case, take note of whether the substance is crystalline or crystalline, or whether it is powdery. 3, take note of the smell of the substance, and then look at its deliquescent, look at its deliquescent property. So as soon as you have been given a substance for testing, please take note of its color. That means that I don't expect you to be so colorblind. You should be able to see all colors and identify them correctly. If the substance is blue, if the substance is green, if the substance is black, if it is brown, if it is yellow, please take note of the correct color of that substance. Like what I'm wearing here is just green in color. This one tells you something. Take note of the texture of the substance, meaning that pick the substance and try to feel it using the tips of your thumb and the index finger, like this. So that one will make you know whether the substance is coarse or is in form of crystals, or it is powdery with very fine particles. You also need to smell that substance. And when you are smelling, you don't just pick the substance, put in your hand like this, and then start smelling or sniffing. No, you need to waft the smell of the substance. Wafting is all about pulling using your hand towards your nose, so that you don't get so that you don't inhale much of the substance, because it may be a kind of a poisonous gas. So you just need to take something very small, a very small dose of it. That is wafting. You need to waft. So with smelling, you do the wafting. Don't do direct sniffing or smelling from close to that substance, because there are some gases that are not friendly, like ammonia gas. We have ammonium salts that keeps on emitting ammonia gas, like ammonium carbonate. It emits ammonia gas, and ammonia gas causes temporary paralysis of the whole of the respiratory tract, and you stop breathing. That one is dangerous to a human. Also, it affects the eyes. So you don't have to smell it directly, because as you put it close to your nose and your eyes, in this case, some goes to your eyes and a lot of it goes also to your nose. And that one is a bit dangerous to human health. In this case, you also need to look at the deliquescent property. That substance provided, which is a solid, does it get gradually wet with time? If it does so, then it is a deliquescent substance. If it doesn't, then it is a non-deliquescent substance. So that's what we call the deliquescent property. So you need to take note of the deliquescent property, because the above observations may give a clue on the ions that may be present but it is not a definite proof for the ions present. So we are saying, with preliminary examination, as you take note of the color of the substance, the texture of the substance, the smell of that substance, and its deliquescent property, whether it is deliquescent or not. So these properties or the characteristics here, as per your observation, gives you a small light. It throws a small light on the ions that may be present. Like if the substance is green in color, then in my mind I start thinking of which ion could be really present in that substance. So if it is green, there is some ion that I think that this ion therefore might be present, but it doesn't mean that that ion is exactly present. So we are saying that it is not a definite proof It does not prove or confirm that that very iron is present until when or unless otherwise you use heat or you use reagents. So with preliminary examination, it should never make you confirm any iron, but it will just only throw some small light on the iron that may be present. So it will try to guide you as you carry out the test, and possibly you may end up getting that very iron in the substance which has been provided. So this is what we call preliminary examination of a substance and a test, the introductory part. Now we are going to see what we shall possibly observe in as far as all these properties here are concerned under preliminary examination. And then we shall also look at what or which iron we might think could be there as per these particular properties or as per our observations with respect to these properties. So this is Step Talks Education. Thanks for watching.